Welcome to this month's Confident English Spotlight. For those of you who have been following me for a while, you know that every month during 2018, I am doing an interview with someone in the Confident English community, and I'm focusing on women who are doing something really amazing and interesting with their career, women who have overcome challenges, and women who have worked really hard to become more confident and fluent in their English, so that they can accomplish something that they really want in life. And this month is month number 8. So Jenny is my 8th interview this year. Jenny and I have known each other for about a year and a half when she joined Fluency School. And since then, I've had the privilege of getting to see her almost every week during the last year and a half with other classes as well. So Jenny, thank you so much for joining me today with this interview. And will you start with telling us a little bit about you, where you're from, and something that you really love about your country or city?
First of all, thank you very much, Annemarie. Thank you for having me here. It's really a pleasure for me. And first, I'm Jenny. I'm from Cuenca, Ecuador. And my city, it's the third most important city in the country. And the most I love about my city is it's the rich in culture, the colonial architecture, and friendly people, and of course it's Creole food. And what I mean by Creole food is we have food that you cannot find in other places. It's because our food it's mainly prepared with corn, with potatoes, with vegetables that are planted and harvested in the region. Mm-hmm. So our food is mainly based on corn. And the cities in Ecuador, everybody almost know Cuenca because we have in almost all of our meals, we have the ripe corn that is known here as hominy. So it's a very good detail from Cuenca.
Yeah, I had no idea. That's new information for me. So do you really miss the food from home when you're in the United States?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes I miss because I was used, to eat my hominy. I like hominy. I cannot say no. I like hominy. I grew up with hominy and I miss. Yes. So when some family or parents come from my country, they always bring some hominy.
Awesome. Awesome. So actually, I just mentioned, and you talked a little bit about being in the US. You did move to the United States a few years ago. So tell us a little bit about what that was like for you to move from Ecuador to the United States.
Well, moving from my city to the US was hard for me. Was challenging. I think when I just moved, it was like I was thinking that it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult for me to continue to go for more. Mm-hmm. But I think one thing that really helped me was to always stay positive and think that something good is gonna come. That something good it's gonna be there for me. And I'm very thankful with this new country, with this new city where I live, that I had opportunities to continue to grow, and I'm happy living here. I cannot complain.
Good. Yeah. And you actually live in New York City, and there are so many people who dream of living in New York City, visiting New York City. So I'm curious, is there anything that really surprised you about living in New York City? Did you have any expectations or ideas that were not true, or maybe they were true and it surprised you?
Yes, Annemarie, definitely. There are some couple of things that have surprised me of this city, of New York City. First of all, this city is a fast-paced city. Mm-hmm. It's crowded, and people all the time it's on their work. they don't have time to talk. So
Mhm.
it's really different from my city. And another thing from this city is it's this New York City is home to immense buildings,
Mhm.
landmarks, and all the time crowded, full of tourists. So for me, that's different too.
Mhm.
And one thing I like about this city, it's freedom and diversity of people. We have people, we can find people from all around the world, from different cultures, which is awesome for me. And then also I like the diversity of food.
Mhm.
And New York City, I think, is also gives you the opportunity for economic growth.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's exactly all of the reasons I like New York. Those are all of the reasons. I love the diversity. I love that when you're just walking around the city, you can be in completely different neighborhoods, and some neighborhoods have a really strong particular culture. Some of them are just completely mixed, and you can find food from everywhere. It's incredible. It's so much
Yeah, exactly. You can just walk one block away and then you are on a different culture. You have
fun.
different food, different things. It's,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So tell us a little bit about what you do in New York. What is your profession? And I know that you like your profession very much. So tell us why you like it.
All right. So I'm an accountant. I work in a CPA office. We offer public accounting services for individuals and businesses. And I love my job because I think I have the opportunity to help people to grow in their businesses, to make more profits.
Hmm.
And I know that sometimes, some people say, but accountants is sometimes boring, or sometimes they're only thinking about numbers. But for me, being accountant gives you the big opportunity to resolve problems,
Hmm.
to to think about and make a strategic suggestion for a business, and gives the opportunity for economic growth, for development. And at the end, you see happy people, you see satisfied clients, that they are always thankful, and they are saying, like, you did a lot for me, you helped me. And then that's when you feel that, oh, so I'm really doing something good, and I feel good with myself
Right.
and with my clients.
Yeah, I think that makes so much sense. You're really doing something that's necessary and helpful.
Mm.
Most people, especially people who have a business, they are not also good accountants. They might be a good business owner, but doing both the business and the accounting is really difficult. So you have to have a really strong,
Yeah,
knowledgeable, and skilled accountant. And when you do
yeah.
it well, your clients are absolutely happy. That's really important.
Yeah, that's true, because I think our clients, they're focused on what they are doing, and that
Mhm.
is awesome, that because they are concentrated on their business, on their development. And on the other end, they need also somebody who can help them to with their numbers, reporting taxes. So
Yeah.
when you feel that you can do something, you can contribute something, and then you feel like great, like
Yeah.
you're doing good.
That.
Yeah.
So tell us what's next for you in your career, because I know that you have a lot of career goals. And what's next for you? What do you hope you'll achieve next?
Well, being honest, it's a question that I always ask myself, like, Jenny, what's next for you? And I think that going to work every day, it's really not enough, because our career is in our hands.
Mhm.
So I have some goals, and then I'm sure that if I meet all of them, that will definitely move forward my career.
Mhm.
So one thing I'm planning right now is I'm studying to get the CPA license. So I'm taking the previous steps for this license, and I want to become part of a big accounting company, or maybe why not open my own accounting company. And on the other hand, it's continue improving my English skills. I
Mhm.
want to pass a TOEFL test and be able to qualify for a master's degree.
Great.
So that's the most I have right now in my mind.
Those are a lot of big goals. Those are a lot of big
Yeah.
goals, but they're all completely achievable, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So you have, like many in our Confident English community, you've moved to a new country. You've had to do job interviews in English. You work in English. And I know from my own experience, those things are definitely exciting and rewarding, but they're also very challenging. And there can be some real difficult times. So I'm curious, what is something that you've learned about yourself, or something that you feel that you've accomplished in this process of moving to a new country and creating a new life in the United States?
Yeah. I think the most I've learned moving from my country and being in a country that we have different language and different cultures too. The most I learned is to be independent, to be more independent, and to trust myself, and there to accept new challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And see, Jenny, you can do it. Go ahead. I think you're able. You will do it.
Yes.
So the most I think was be more independent. And one thing I really learned is that when you have time with your family, it's really awesome to spend some real time and don't just take them for granted,
Mm-hmm.
because when you are not there, and then you will miss those days when you
Yeah.
were there and you couldn't, or you didn't spend a really good time with them.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah.
how are you doing that now? How do you make sure that you have real quality time with your family when you have those opportunities? What do you do that's different?
Yeah, for example, when I go back to my country to visit, it's a short period of time, but I try to like be with them, like
Mm-hmm.
leave my phone, leave my everything, cell phones, tablets on the side, and spend really good time. Like I mean, like talk or eat, and then
Yeah.
be together and organize something together. And if we plan a travel or a trip together, we will everyone will have their opinion and see, okay, let's organize this, let's do this, let's go there to this place, but be really concentrated on your family
Mm-hmm.
and listen people, and then don't just imagine that they will be there for you all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's very good advice for those of us who move or aren't always with our families. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, in addition to all of those challenges, you have had to work a lot on your English. You've had to be able to do job interviews in English. You have to work in English. You have to live your daily life in English. So, talk about what has helped you the most overcome any challenges or fears that you had.
Right. I think the most has helped me it's being persistent and being consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the biggest decisions I had made was joining Fluency School with you and Marie. And that was really great, really awesome for me, because this class is really different. It empowers people to be confident, to be fluent.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I know that's not a miracle. It's the result of being persistent, of hard work. But I think what's the best thing I have done and the most has helped me to really be confident with myself.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that. And I think you are so right when you say that it's not a miracle, it's about being persistent and consistent. Because if you
that's right.
just show up one day a week, or you just do little things once or twice a month, it won't work. And even if you do something for 8 hours in one day, if you do nothing for the next week, nothing will change. So it
Yeah,
really is that hard work, that commitment that you made. And the result
exactly.
is that you have
Yeah.
changed your English so much. It's amazing.
Yeah, and then Mari, it's your fluency school class. It's really awesome because you have the way to empower us to engage us to take the classes, and it's really exciting that you are waiting for the class, and then you know that you have to complete the task, and it's really different, and you
Yeah.
cannot find, and for me anywhere else, somebody like it's supporting you, like okay, let's do this, okay, let's complete this. So that's really awesome. That's really,
I'm so
for me,
glad.
I'm so happy and very thankful with you, Annemarie, and thank God that I found this course online.
Well, I'm glad too.
Yeah.
I'm really glad. And I'm really glad that it was helpful.
Yeah.
Um, so my last question is the question I ask everybody, because there are many people who will watch this video and they might think, oh my gosh, I could never do an interview in English, or I'll never stop feeling shy. I'll never stop feeling nervous. It's just not possible for me. And what would you say to someone who's feeling like that? What advice do you have?
Um, well, I will say definitely please don't give up
Mm-hmm.
and challenge yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there is a great quote by Nelson Mandela that says that uh, everything looks impossible until it's done.
Mm-hmm.
So I
It's
think
a great quote.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes self-sabotage, it's the
Mm-hmm.
real problem that we think that we cannot. And that's the moment I think we need to change to the reinvention mode. And we have so many resources like fluency school, like podcasts. And I think the most important is including English in your everyday life. So
Yes.
that will motivate you to continue improving and learning every day.
Yeah, I love that. And I think you're the first one that's mentioned that whole process of self-sabotage, that sometimes we let our fear be too strong. And I really like what you said, that you have to find a way to challenge and motivate yourself and
Yeah,
move
I
forward.
think I think that happens to me before I joined fluency school. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm really really thankful with you and Marie.
I'm thankful too.
Because
I'm so glad that you found it, and I'm so glad that it was helpful to you. I'm
yeah.
curious. So you mentioned the importance of doing something in English every day, whether it's a podcast or something. And do you have a podcast or something that you love, or music that you listen to? Is there something that you read or listen to every day?
Yeah, I started since you post for advice for some podcasts, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing every day now. Right now, it's like English that we speak. It's one phrase every
Yes.
day,
Yeah,
and then
that's
I
great.
have a really good phrases there. I love it.
Awesome. I think that's good advice. I'll definitely post a
Yeah.
link to that podcast in the lesson. I think that
Okay.
would be great for other people as well.
Yeah.
Well, Jenny, thank you so much for doing this interview today. Thank you for being brave and sharing your life with us and your ideas and your experience. I know that it will be helpful to others in the community. So thank you very, very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you to you and Marie. It's really a pleasure for me being here. It's
Thank you.
really exciting. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
and Marie.